I went to prison in 2009, and you'll never guess what I got written up for when I was locked up. What's up, you guys? My name is Nicole Pludre. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and I love to talk about drugs, addiction, recovery, and so much more. And today I'm going to share with you guys a story time about when I was locked up in the penitentiary. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, you need to understand what I went to prison for. Back in 2008, I was riding shotgun in my car. My friend Quincy was driving, and we was high as Cooter Brown. We had just done us a couple of shots of methamphetamine, and we was leaving a house where we had just served everybody. Sold them some dope. And so we jumped in my car, turned up the radio, and baby, we was dipping and dodging and picking and blocking and just rapping our little hearts out, driving down the road high on methamphetamine. Well, to my surprise, Quincy ran the stop sign. And next thing I know, we were getting pulled over. When we got pulled over, you guys, this cop must have known Quincy because he pulled him out the driver's seat, threw him on the ground, and started patting him down immediately. Shortly after he threw Quincy out of the driver's seat, they turned to me and said, "Get on the ground." So I was on the ground, spread eagle style, like, "Please, don't shoot me. I'm just high." They were like, what do you have on you? And I was like, I ain't got shit on me. I ain't got shit on me. You know me, I was like, not going to admit to anything. They ended up finding a syringe of methamphetamine in my purse, a hookah bong in my trunk, a glass marijuana pipe in my, what's it called? Dashboard. Not dashboard, but the glove box. And some miscellaneous loose non-narcotic pills in the bottom of my purse. I ended up catching a charge for the syringe, possession of a controlled substance, methamphetamine, because the syringe had a little bit of meth residue left in it. And I was sentenced to 3 years probation. Well, honey, you know I couldn't stay on probation. I was failing every fucking drug test my probation officer gave me. So after a year of failing all those drug tests, she sent me to treatment. I came out of treatment, relapsed right after I got out of treatment, and then she revocated me and sent me to prison. So I went to a prison in Pine Bluff, Arkansas for non-violent offenders, a prison for drug addicts, shoplifters, you know, that kind of shit. And I was a short timer. I was only there for about 7 months. Part of the program in this prison, because it housed a lot of people that struggled with substance use disorder, it was called a therapeutic community. And the program was set up like this. You had to earn status. And the way you earned status was by writing up your fellow prisoners for infractions that they would make throughout the week. Now, honey, I didn't want to be no snitch. I didn't want to be writing up my friends. So, because I was a short timer, and it did not matter how many times I got written up, it would not affect my good time. No matter what, I was going to be released on my TE date. I volunteered as tribute to allow the other prisoners to book tickets on me, so that way they could earn their status, therefore moving up the ranks and being able to get out when their TE date came. This was not a good idea because it put me with a target on my back. Honey, I got written up for so much shit that I never did, but one of the most humiliating things, and I think the worst thing that I got written up for while I was locked up, was sexually acting out. Now, one thing about me, baby, I was not gay for the stay, okay? Now, when I was out in the free world, I had a relationship with a woman for about 2 years. But when I went into the pen, I knew I didn't want to fuck with none of them bitches and be up in a bunch of fucking drama all the time. So I just stayed to myself. I had a couple of girlfriends that were my friends, but that was it. I stayed out of the relationship shit. Because if you know anything about women's prison, that's where all the shit goes down, is between the relationships, the drama, the chaos. Honey, one of them girls booked a ticket on me for sexually acting out, and guess what it was? Nicole was sitting by, insert inmate's name, in the gym, and their shoulders were touching. Thank God it wasn't something like super fucking embarrassing or something really, intimate, because I would have been mortified. But when they write you up like that, what happens is every Friday, all of the inmates, there was 350 of us, we would meet in the gym. All the guards would be there, and 2 chairs would be sat in the middle of the basketball court. A chair for the person writing the person up, and a chair for the person who got written up. And what would happen is we would get called to the floor, and we would have to confront each other. So imagine my surprise when I get called to the floor, and the girl sitting in front of me is like, Nicole, I'm pulling you up for sexually acting out. I was like, and the whole compound, gasp. Because, like I said, that was like an infraction that you didn't want to have on your jacket. You didn't want to be written up for sexually acting out. You didn't want to be involved with drama and chaos with the women, right? And so she read it out, and when she got to the part that our shoulders were touching, I had a sense of relief come over me, because I knew that it was a bogus ticket that somebody just wrote because they had to, to get their status. And it kind of like lightened the mood. But I will never forget, after I got written up for sexually acting out, it highlighted me. And a lot of the girls there that were gay started trying to holler at your girl. And I was like, honey, I'm okay. Thank you. I have seen so many things locked up. I have seen women get latex gloves and cucumbers and use that as a dildo. Okay. I have stood guard for 2 girls so they could each other. Okay. So that way they didn't get caught. I have seen it all being locked up with women in prison. But one thing about me is I was not gay for the state, and I was not sexually acting out. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. If you have any questions about my prison experience, put it down below. I'll answer your questions. And if you've ever been locked up in a therapeutic community TC style prison like I was, tell me about it. Fucking sucks, bro. Fucking sucks. But I'd rather be locked up in a prison like that than some maximum security prison where I wasn't allowed to do anything. At this prison, I had a job. I was allowed to roam the compound, like walk free. And it was basically like just being out in the free world, only you're not. So yeah, let's talk about it down below. Love you guys. Oh, and check out this shirt. It's linked in my TikTok shop. It says, pray for me, baby. I'm petty.